Hey, what's up YouTube? I'm going to do a quick video here on this xCool electric precision screwdriver set. They were kind enough to actually send this over to me to try out and do a little review on it. Now, the company that owns xCool is actually called MakeBlock. They've been around a little while doing robots, laser cutting, and engraving. And then they actually branched out into making their own stuff under the xCool brand, so that's what this actually is. Now, I've already opened it, as you can see here, but I'm just going to show you what actually comes with it. So we've got, of course, the screwdriver itself, and it comes with 39 bits and actually 9 actual drill bits. Got power cable, tweezers, and a pry bar. And so now we're done with the box. We'll get that out of here and show you. Got the little pry bar here, so if you're doing like small electronics, like cell phone repair, things you have to pry apart after you've taken screws out. They throw in one of these for you, and then some nice little tweezers here to pick up small parts. You can insert your own joke there. And then, of course, the power cable, which I don't need because it actually came fully charged. Now, what's in the actual case here? This case is actually very nice. To charge it, you actually just plug the actual case itself in and push a little button here. Checked it out. And we go over the actual driver itself, and then we'll go over all the bits and everything. So to get it out of the case here, it's actually spring-loaded. Just going to push it in, take it out. And operating it's simple enough. Driving a bit in, taking a bit out, forward, reverse, and you have a little button on top here. Now, if you press that button once, you're going to get a little light turned on. Press it again, we'll actually turn the light off. And then this does actually have 4 torque settings and a drill setting. And the way you cycle through those, very simple, you just hold the button down. And it shows you're on 4 now, and you can go to the drill setting, or 1, 2, 3, or 4, depending on how much torque you need. And then you can just either push a button here to set it or let it go for a second, and it'll just lock on whichever one you have selected. So that's how it actually works. It's that simple. Let me show you all the bits and everything that's in here. All right, so it actually has actual drill bits. Now I do 3D printing and things, so these drill bits will actually come in handy for that. And you got to fasten 3D prints together. You can pre-drill your holes. And we also have different size Phillips bits. I'm not sure what the Y bits are. They're not quite Phillips, but maybe some kind of security screw that some small electronics that I don't work on use is more than likely what that is. Got some slotted and some Torx bits. And then if we flip it over, got a couple of more drill bits, longer shank screwdrivers, a couple of square drive. And you got more security bits. So these some of these Torx bits here are actually hollow. They're actually for security screws, which I know some cell phones and things like that actually use. So very, very cool. And then just more security bits down here. One other neat feature of the case, it actually has, I think it's called a degausser, I think is what it's actually called, right down here, where you can actually wave a bit around on this side to demagnetize it, and wave it around back on this side to remagnetize it. Another cool feature of it. And then, of course, when the bits come out, the case is magnetic, so then put the bits back in, they kind of just snap back into place, which I actually love that, keep you from losing stuff. And then we have our collet up here. This collet is actually for the bits. The one that's actually on it is for the drill bits. So I will actually show you that now here. I'm going to actually sink a benchy here. So, like I said, I 3D print. So I'm going to test out a drill bit here on a benchy. So we'll go and we'll take the screwdriver out of the case here. Go ahead and select the drill bit size, what kind of hole we want to put in our benchy here, and we'll just go with, I guess, that size hole. So we'll just take the bit out, set that out of the way here. Now I'm just going to hold the collet. I'm going to hit reverse, and I'm just going to unscrew it off the top here. And we'll notice on this collet here, I get the camera to focus. That's actually a drill bit telling us this collet is for the drill bits, and then the other collet is for the actual driver bits. So to put the drill bit in, go ahead and just drop it on the tip of the tool here. And you're going to kind of hear it just snap in place because it is magnetic, so it's going to just snap in place. And we'll put our collet back on, and I'm just going to hold forward here, screw itself on, and then just get it a little hand tight, make sure it's all the way tightened on there. And then we'll head back over to our tool here, and it's on setting forward now, so I'm going to hold the button on top and set it to drill. So now we got drill mode turned on. And one cool thing too when it's in drill mode here, if you hit it 3 times, it actually will just run continuously until you just push up either one of the buttons. Either one of the buttons will stop it. So now we'll go ahead and we'll see, test it out. So we're going to drill a hole into our benchy here. Very cool. This actually is going to come in handy, these drill bits, for I do 3D print things that do have to be screwed together. So this is actually awesome for that. I'm going to set benchy out of the way here. And now I want to actually switch to some driver bits here. We'll maybe take some Phillips screws. These are going to be #1 Phillips out of a mortise cylinder. So we'll go back to our awesome magnetic case over here. And I'm just going to hold the collet. We just start loosening it, hit reverse, and we'll take it off. Drill bit comes out, put it away here. Alright, so now I'm not going to need this collet right now, because this is for the drill bits. I'm going to set that aside, and we'll grab the other one. And they give you this extra piece, so you don't need that for the bits, you just need the cap here. And this cap, get the camera to focus here. It's shaped like that. That's actually just to let you know it's for the driver bits. So go ahead and put that on here. I'm just going to hold it on there, hold forward button until it's all the way on there and good to go. And let me just change my torque setting from drill mode. Change it to #4. Hold it down. All right, now we're on #4. And this is going to be a #1 Phillips here. So over here, I know some of these longer bits. #1 Phillips right here. And see if we can get these screws out. So put it in here. Now one cool thing about it too is if it doesn't have the torque to start taking the screw out, and maybe it doesn't, you can actually still use it as a manual screwdriver just to get it started. And then once you've got it loose, yeah, it'll drive it the rest of the way out here. So I mean, it actually is pretty powerful to be able to actually get that out, for the size and everything. And this might not be the ideal application for this. Like I said, it is geared more towards cell phones and things like that. But I'm going to put this screw back in here. Oh yeah, that had actually some Loctite on it too. That's what the blue stuff is, it's Loctite. So anyway, we're going to screw it back in. And then once it's as far as the driver will drive it, then you can just go ahead and give it a couple of little turns here manually just to snug it up. And go ahead and pull the bit out, put it away here. And I was looking for things that had small screws to take apart. Now this is a bottle opener. Got a bunch of small screws in it. So I don't want to take it all the way apart or it just falls apart on me, because it is fun. It shoots beer caps across the room or at your friends or relatives, if you have any friends or relatives. Alright, so we got a little screws here. We need to find the right size you want to try to use. Of course, the right size bit for what you're working on. Whoa, slippery. Alright, so there's our bits here. So they're going to be Phillips. And there might be a 0 here, so I'm gonna try a 0 and see how a 0 feels in there. So I'm gonna go back over here, and there's actually a couple of different 0s. There's a smaller shank, and then the longer shank. I'll just go for the longer one. And grab that out of there, and we just see how it feels on it. Yeah, I think that's actually going to be it here. So that's a 0. Put our tool driver in there. And see if we can just take a couple of these out. Yeah, see, it zips that out, no problem. And the end of the bit is magnetic here, so it's hanging on to it. Let me take one out of the handle here. Yeah, beautiful. Pop it right out of there. Let me go and put these back here. So I actually do use this, so I don't want to have it fall apart on me or anything. So I'll put them back. Just make sure to line back up in there. And I think I actually wasn't quite lined up, so make sure it's lined up. And run it back in there, and then you can just snug it up by hand. Very cool. Go ahead and grab the other screw here. And let's see, we check it out up here. All right, so take those out, no problem at all. And then one other application that you might actually use with this, you could take a little tiny screws out of car key fobs. The only ones I had laying around, though, people had actually put epoxy in, so of course no screwdrivers taking those out. But we're going to put this bit back, and I just grabbed an old pair of sunglasses here, and it's got the really, really tiny screw. I don't know if you'll even be able to see it, how small the screw is. And this is more what this thing is actually meant for, screws like this, which you'd find on like electronics, like phones and things like that. Very tiny screw. So let's jump back into our bits here. And we're looking, all right, so I don't know if you're going to be able to read this or not. So let's see. So it focuses better on a totally black background. So here's how small our screwdrivers get here. We got quadruple 0, triple 0. And then we got, I think that's going to be double 0. So we've got number 2, and then of course on the other side we had 0 and 1 on the other side in the longer shank. So I don't know what size this is. I'm going to just take a guess at triple 0, and we'll see how it fits here. And if it's the wrong one, then we'll just check a different one. And you know what? I might have had a good guess here, so let's go ahead and try it. So once again, let's go ahead and just lock our bit in there. And this thing is, it's pretty comfortable to hold too. It feels real nice, solid in your hand too. So I'm keeping pressure on it. I've got it on the torque setting of 4, and that may not be the best setting for something like this. May want to reduce it, but we've came this far. So it is backing it out, and let me take it out of the camera so I can actually look at it here. You actually need even maybe one bit smaller than that. So let me switch to the quadruple 0 here, and we'll see if we can get the one out of the other side here. Aha, that's it. I had the wrong size here. That's totally on me. See, that took it out no problem. It just needed a quadruple 0. So hopefully I didn't strip that one out. If I did, no big deal. I'll go ahead and screw that back down. And let's see, here's nope, didn't strip. I was able to get it back in. Beautiful. So not bad. Probably had one too high a torque setting on that, but anyway, kind of get the idea of what this thing has to offer. And another thing that you wanted me to mention, I guess it's 400 RPMs on the motor. And I don't really have much else to say about it. I think if you're into electronics and small things, I think this thing is going to be great. And thank you for them sending it to me. And once again, if you do want to check it out, there'll be a link to the website and a link to the actual product. And as always, if you guys have any questions or comments, put them in the comments. And until next time, we'll talk to everybody later.